square and wanted to spend the night with them, but it started to rain. And I wanted to show that I'm in Tripoli, not in Venezuela. Don't believe these stray dog broadcasters.
No mention of the chaos that is engulfing his country. These pictures of the dead discovered near a military compound in Benghazi. Some of the injuries so severe, many of the images are too gruesome to show. This video, exclusive to AlJazeera, shows crowds running away from gunfire in the same city. Emergency services rush to the scene, but for many it's too late. And more nighttime clashes in Tripoli. We can't verify the date of this video, but the sound of gunfire is clear. And these are the scenes from Libyan state television that the leadership wants you to see. Large crowds in Tripoli showing strong support for Gaddafi. Meanwhile, thousands of people gathered to honor those killed. They chant, "Gaddafi is the enemy of God." The people of Libya praying for their dead. Scenes repeated across the country, a nation in shock.
Our psychological state is totally destroyed. What compensation can we get that can help us cope with the loss of our children? The total destruction of our city. Our children cannot be paid for. Their lives in cold blood will not be forgiven.
On the streets of Tripoli, rare video shows people chanting the same lines pro-democracy demonstrators used in Egypt and Tunisia. Many say Gaddafi's time is up. But the crackdown by the government here has been brutal, and for now shows no sign of letting up. Stephanie Decker, AlJazeera.
Earlier we spoke to Mariam El Omani, a protester in Tripoli. She described what's been happening in the capital.
Here in Benghazi, the city is still calm, and there is a lot of guys trying to save the city, and there is no plan. They said yesterday maybe at midnight we'll be playing attack over there, but alhamdulillah there is nothing.
So it's quiet on the streets at the moment?
Yeah, it's quiet. It's quiet.
Okay, you were a protester. Where did you protest? Did you protest yesterday, on Monday?
Yes, protest from the first day.
Where did you protest?
Because a lot of the kids, I'm a doctor by the way, I'm a medical student in the first year now. I was in the Jala hospital.
In the hospital?
You can't imagine what happened.
So,
you can't imagine what happened over there. A lot of the dead people, a lot of the injured people. Some people injured, maybe they can't walk again if they live now. You can't imagine. Really.
So did you see a lot of people that were injured in the fighting, or were they fired on? Can you tell me how they received their injuries?
Yes, all the injury may in the head and the chest or on the spine. They all at 17 to 34 age.
What did witnesses say about the injuries that people had received?
Yeah, they want to die. They said, we give our soul to our country. We are here for what happened in this country.
Mm-hmm.
They are not freedom. They have no freedom here.
Okay, Mariam.
So they give.
Do we know?
What?
Can you tell us who fired on these people? Do you know who hurt them?
Yeah, some people from Africa.
They said they were
some people from Africa.
From Africa.
What?
Now,
yeah, they are black people from Africa. They are not Libyan. Mostly, at the first, there were some Libyan people try to kill them or try to shoot them. But at least the Libyan people said, no, we are not gonna continue this. Then the African people tried to call this policeman from here. They killed them. About 41 from the police killed by this African, and then they shoot the people.
The United Nations Secretary Council's going to hold a session behind closed doors on Libya in the coming hours. But in the past few hours, the Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has made his feelings perfectly clear.
I have seen very disturbing and shocking scenes where Libyan authorities have been firing at demonstrators from the warplanes and helicopters. This is unacceptable. This must stop immediately. This is a serious violation of international humanitarian law.
The country's deputy ambassador to the United Nations also isn't happy with what's going on. Ibrahim Dabshi told my colleague Kamal Santamaria that it was time for Gaddafi to get out.
Well, what's going in Libya is a real genocide against the Libyan people. The Colonel Gaddafi is shooting his own people, and really the international community has to take a clear position about against the regime. I think they cannot wait much longer. What's going now cannot keep anyone silent.
So you, even as an ambassador or as part of the ambassadorial team to the United Nations from Libya, clearly do not agree with anything that this regime is doing at the moment. Do you consider yourself a defector from that government which put you there?
Well, we don't agree with anything the regime is doing. We are in the service of the people, according to even the Colonel Gaddafi philosophy. We are in the service of the people. We have never been in the service of the regime, and now we are in the disposition of the Libyan people to serve him. Certainly, the Libyan mission to the United Nations is the Libyan people's mission, and we are here to serve the Libyan people.
Have you had any contact, or has your team had any contact either with Colonel Gaddafi or with other members of the regime?
We don't have any contacts really with any official of the regime.
Are you worried about making such public comments against the regime?
No, I am not worried at all. I am worrying about the Libyan people. I am not worrying about my own safety. I am worrying about the safety of the Libyan people. The people are being shot in the streets. I am nothing with the sacrifices of the Libyan people.
So what should,
in comparison with the sacrifice of the Libyan people.
So if you could speak to Colonel Gaddafi right now, what would you suggest he does?
I don't speak to Colonel Gaddafi. The only thing I tell him on the air now, he has to get out. Either he get out or the Libyan people will kick him out anyway. So that's what he has to know, and I think he knows it. He knows it, and he is trying to just delay his fate.
Do you believe this entire regime is now crumbling? A lot of the guests we've had on Al Jazeera have been saying they think it looks like the end of this regime.
Yes, I think it is the end of the game. I think the fact he's continuing to kill his own people is the fact that the whole regime is crumbling, and we will soon see the fall of this regime.
You must be speaking to other members of the international community there at the United Nations. What are they saying to you? Is anyone showing that they would involve themselves in any way?
You know, it is a holiday today in the United States and the United Nations. Also, we don't have